The atmosphere inside the Manchester design studio was an invisible vice. For Elian, a 34-year-old architectural draftsman, the room did not hum with productivity. It weaponized sound. Misophonia had turned his existence into an exposed nerve. Across the desk, his colleague's routine hydration was an avalanche, the rhythmic click of a ballpoint pen, a metronome more like thunder hammered against his skull. His heart pounded in frantic rhythm against his ribs, sweat pooling at his collar. The world perceived these sounds as background static. To Elian, they were an assault that triggered an immediate, suffocating panic. He thought of home, his family, his safe haven, but for whom? He was always aware of how his family, his loving wife Julia and Clara, his daughter, tiptoed around the home, guarding their innocent laughter occasionally as they noticed him agonizingly morphing, fighting off a trigger, growing soundless, retreating, following the contours of his withdrawal. They lived in the shadow of his sensory exile. Guilt soars in Elian, and more he felt like an outcast, a fractured vessel unsuited for purpose. Walking through Piccadilly Gardens after a grueling shift, the urban cacophony threatened to dissolve his composure. He ducked into the alcove of an old stone church to escape. In the damp sanctuary, the sudden absence of noise was absolute. Yet, looking at the crucifix, a profound realization pierced through his exhaustion. He was not an accidental casualty of faulty wiring. In the quiet, a whisper echoed within his spirit. You are intentionally authored. His hypersensitivity, though a thorn in his flesh, stripped away all self-reliance. It forced him to perceive a dimension of existence others ignored. He was chosen to navigate the deep waters of empathy, refined through an agonizing fire to comfort those bruised by hidden wars. We construct fortresses of competence, believing we have life mapped out, yet a single unvarnished weakness can breach our walls. Elian's struggle with misophonia reminds us that our greatest vulnerabilities are often the precise terrain where divine grace elects to pitch its tent. Independence is a fragile illusion. When ordinary life becomes an overwhelming onslaught, we are invited to stop hiding our fractures. You are not discarded because you are broken. You are chosen because your reliance on God reveals His strength. Sovereign architect of our souls, you who fashion our intricate minds, look upon those fighting invisible battles. For every heart enduring the chaotic storm of misophonia, panic, or silent distress, provide your supernatural stillness. Forgive our prideful assumptions that we can govern our lives unaided. We surrender our triggers, our inadequacies, and our hidden pain. Blanket our hyper-vigilant minds with your peace that defies human logic. Transform our fragile, shattered spaces into reservoirs of profound empathy and unshakable confidence. May we walk forward knowing we are deeply loved, intentionally designed, and powerfully chosen for your glory. Amen.